Washington is reportedly stunned as its own allies stage a full-blown insurrection against its F-35. Could America's multi-trillion-dollar Lightning II, the most advanced yet controversial jet, truly be dethroned? That's the explosive question as Japan, UK, and Italy unleash GCAP, a 6th-gen stealth fighter, to shatter US aerospace dominance. Fueled by rage over the F-35's obscene costs, software meltdowns, and off-switch fears, this tri-nation cabal bets billions on calling their own shots, vowing a 2027 prototype. Is this a new air-powered dawn, or will the US might crush this aerial insurgency? F-35's Achilles heel, the trillion-dollar Albatross allies can no longer stomach. Let's be clear. The F-35 Lightning II was supposed to be invincible, a technological god of war. With over 1,100 jets now delivered worldwide by early 2025 and a staggering order book for around 3,500, it's a global phenomenon. But for many nations locked into the program, it felt more like a golden cage. The price tag? Astronomical. The US Government Accountability Office itself sounded the alarm years ago. Total life cycle costs for America's F-35 fleet could rocket past $1.7 trillion. That's a trillion with a T. And per jet costs? While Lockheed Martin boasts of recent F-35A unit prices around $82.5 million, that figure conveniently omits engine costs and the crushing long-term sustainment burden that's bleeding Allied defense budgets dry. We're pouring endless fortunes into a black hole for a jet we can't even truly call our own, a furious European defense insider reportedly seethed in late 2024. And the tech? For a jet built on over 8 million lines of code, the software has been a running disaster. The original Autonomic Logistics Information System, or ALIS, was so bad it had to be junked for the Operational Data Integrated Network, or ODIN. Critical upgrades like Technology Refresh 3, the brains needed for Block 4's super advanced capabilities, have been hit with crippling delays. As of early 2025, TR-3 is limping out, but many F-35s are still flying with deferred capabilities, leaving pilots in a lurch. But it's the sovereignty issue that truly lit the fuse. Allies are sick of being tethered to US-controlled mission data files, US-mandated software updates, and a US-dominated logistics chain. The fear, whether Washington admits it or not, of a hidden US off switch or data backdoors that could ground their fleets in a crisis is palpable. If we have to beg Washington for permission to defend ourselves, what's the sovereign in sovereignty? A Japanese defense commentator shot back. This toxic brew of crippling expense, technological agony, and vassal-like dependency is exactly why GCAP is taking off like a rocket. December 2022. Mark that date. That's when the UK, Japan, and Italy officially threw down the gauntlet, launching the Global Combat Air Program.
The latest concept of the Global Combat Air Program.
This isn't some polite European collaboration. It's a high-stakes merger of Britain's Tempest and Japan's FX 6th generation ambitions, a direct assault on the established order. The industrial titans involved, BAE Systems of the UK, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries in Japan, and Leonardo in Italy, with engine giants Rolls-Royce, IHI Corporation, and Avio Aero firing up the afterburners, aren't just building another fighter. They're forging a new aerospace destiny. Their timeline is breathtakingly aggressive. A flying demonstrator scorching the skies by 2027, and a fully operational 6th-gen stealth fighter ready to replace Eurofighter Typhoons and Mitsubishi F-2s by 2035. A formal joint venture headquartered in the UK with equal stakes was inked in December 2024, signaling they mean business. What makes GCAP a supposed F-35 eraser? They're promising the moon. AI-powered cockpits that practically fly the plane, sifting data, targeting threats, making today's pilots look like relics. Optionally manned tech, meaning a core fighter that can command swarms of loyal wingman drones, expendable robot warriors to scout, strike, and sacrifice. And the architecture? Open, modular, digital. Designed for lightning-fast upgrades, a clear jab at the F-35's notoriously closed and clunky system. This is about future-proofing, about never being held hostage by a single supplier again. And the GCAP club might be getting bigger. Canada, already burned by its F-35 experience with 88 jets on order, is reportedly kicking the tires, looking for a way out of total US dependency. And Saudi Arabia, flush with cash and hungry for top-tier tech, is making strong overtures, much to Japan's reported unease. GCAP is about sovereign power, a UK Defence Ministry insider was quoted. If you share the vision and can pull your weight, the door might just open. Europe's Air War Civil War. FCAS versus GCAP, a recipe for disaster? But wait, there's another European 6th-gen fighter project. The Future Combat Air System, championed by France, Germany, and Spain, is also gunning for that 2040s sweet spot with its own new generation fighter, drone swarms, and combat cloud. Led by Dassault and Airbus, it's a direct competitor to GCAP. Two rival European 6th-gen programs? Is this strategic genius or collective insanity? National pride, bitter industrial turf wars, and Dassault's iron grip on FCAS leadership have already led to damaging delays and public spats with Germany. While both programs talk a good game about advanced tech, the reality is a disastrous fragmentation of Europe's already strained defense resources. With GCAP alone potentially costing north of $100 billion, can Europe really afford this internal arms race? It's sheer madness. We're slitting our own throats while America watches, a fuming Brussels defense analyst declared. As of early 2025, any talk of merging these behemoths is just wishful thinking. The result? Europe might end up with two gold-plated, undersubscribed fighters that achieve neither sovereignty nor affordability. So what's this 6th generation really all about? GCAP and FCAS are promising a fighter that's more a flying supercomputer and drone mothership than a traditional jet. The pilot, if there even is one on every mission, becomes a mission commander, quarterbacking an aerial ballet of AI-managed sensors and loyal wingman drones. This combat cloud will fuse data from every conceivable source, giving a godlike view of the battlefield. Sounds incredible, right? But here's the rub. Making it work is a whole other nightmare. Secure, battle-ready AI that can make split-second lethal decisions? Reliable command of drone swarms in the face of brutal enemy jamming? A truly open yet unhackable digital backbone. These are technological mountains that have broken many a defense program. The F-35's own software hell is a stark warning. Are GCAP and FCAS promising a revolution they simply can't deliver on time or on budget? The risk of these 6th-gen dreams turning into trillion-dollar vaporware is terrifyingly real. Let's get one thing straight. The F-35, despite its legion of critics and eye-watering flaws, is a beast. It's here. It's operational. It's been bloodied in combat over Middle Eastern skies and has stared down Russian jets on NATO's eastern flank. With over 1,100 delivered and a global network of users and depots, its sheer scale is a weapon in itself. Its sensor fusion, when the gremlins are behaving, is described by pilots as revolutionary. The F-35 has a 15-year operational head start that GCAP and FCAS can only dream of, a retired U.S. Air Force 4-star general scoffed. They're trying to win a marathon when we're already on the victory lap. GCAP and FCAS are selling a future, a 6th-gen promise. But promises don't win wars today. And then there's the brutal economics. The U.S. pours over $400 billion annually into its total defense R&D and procurement ecosystem. The combined defense R&D budgets of the UK, Japan, Italy, France, Germany, and Spain don't even come close. Can these fractured coalitions truly out-innovate and outproduce the American Leviathan? Leonardo is already talking about a modest 350 GCAP units by 2035. FCAS numbers look even smaller. Without massive export orders the F-35 is already gobbling up, these programs risk becoming astronomically expensive vanity projects. A bitter irony for programs born out of F-35 cost concerns. Washington's rude awakening. Allies declare aerospace independence. The GCAP bombshell, particularly Japan's steely determination to co-develop its own 6th-gen destiny away from Washington's orbit, reportedly hit the Pentagon and State Department like a rogue missile. For decades, America was the game for advanced fighters. Now its closest allies are staging a jailbreak. This isn't about a better jet, it's about freedom, a European ambassador in DC was rumored to have said. Freedom to control our own tech, our own upgrades, our own destiny. The F-35 model, it's a gilded cage and we want out. Officially, Washington is playing it cool. We respect our allies' sovereign choices. But behind the diplomatic curtain, it's DEFCON 1. Losing billions in future F-35 sales, seeing allies operate jets America doesn't control. It's a strategic and industrial gut punch. The US is now in a desperate scramble. Throw more money at F-35 upgrades to keep allies hooked? Fast-track an export version of its own super-secret NGAD fighter to eliminate GCAP in the cradle? Or just grit its teeth and accept a world where it no longer calls all the shots in allied skies? And what about NATO? The bedrock of its military might is seamless interoperability. But picture this. By the late 2030s, NATO skies are a chaotic patchwork of F-35s, GCAP fighters, FCAS jets, aging Eurofighters and Rafales, all trying to talk to US NGADs. Different data links, incompatible mission systems, unique electronic warfare codes. It's a recipe for operational disaster, a logistical black hole, a former top NATO air commander practically screamed. Moscow couldn't dream up a better scenario to neuter NATO's air power. The risk of doctrinal chaos and a fatally splintered air force at a time of peak global tension is terrifyingly high. Don't count America out. Its own 6th-gen NGAD program with Boeing's F-47 selected in March 2025 is hurtling forward in the shadows, promising a leap beyond anything currently flying. Now, Washington has to make some brutal choices. Does it pour even more billions into radical F-35 upgrades, a Block 5 on steroids with 6th-gen tech, as Lockheed Martin is now pushing, to make it an offer allies can't refuse? Does it rush an NGAD Lite export version to undercut GCAP and FCAS before they gain traction, as hinted by President Trump's talk of selling toned-down F-47s? Or does it do the unthinkable, accept that its aerospace monopoly is over, and focus on simply managing a coalition of increasingly independent allied air forces? The pressure from the US military-industrial complex to crush the competition will be immense. The F-35, undisputed king or a bloated relic about to be torn apart by its own disillusioned courtiers. Japan, the UK, and Italy are betting their futures on GCAP to deliver the knockout blow. Can their 6th-gen dream machine, or even Europe's rival FCAS, truly break America's stranglehold on air power? Or is this an incredibly expensive, doomed rebellion that will leave allies weaker and more divided? This is more than an arms race. It's a bare-knuckle fight for control of tomorrow's skies, and the aftershocks will reshape global power for decades. Who blinks first? Tell us what you think below.